It's 11:30 on the dot. A very good morning, and thank you a million times for joining us this morning on the show Entrepreneurs Hub on 88.1 FM PCA, a radio sponsored by the Office of His Excellency Okezie Victor Ibazu, PhD. This program, Entrepreneurs Hub, comes about this time every Thursday. Of course, I will take bits on how to improve your livelihood or business. That is the real reason why we have actually invited someone that stands out, someone that is going to, direct you on a better way of living a better life. Okay, I'm talking about the State Manager, Bank of Industry, Abia State Office, Alaegor Anthony. He's here already and he's going to, talk about Bank of Industry's efforts to support entrepreneurs. My name is Nkechi Wog, and it's my pleasure to have you join us today on Entrepreneurs Hub. Mr. Anthony.
Okay, thank you. Um, it's a pleasure being part of this program. Um, Bank of Industry, like some may be aware, and for those that are not aware, is a development finance institution.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I like us to start this way. Oftentimes, people hear of Bank of Industry, without adequate information or knowledge about what the bank can offer, or even the location. You've started already. Can we just continue from there?
Okay, Bank of Industry is actually an agency of the federal government set up for the sole purpose of industrializing the business landscape. And what the Bank of Industry do, we offer financial assistance to micro, small, medium, and large businesses to be able to set up manufacturing hubs and outlets where they can produce products to reach various consumers. And in Abia State, we have our office here in Umuahia. It's located in Adilabu Housing Estate, House 25B, Adilabu Housing Estate. That's where you can reach us.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Anthony. Well, to me, though you've given us a clue in your introduction, when you hear of Bank of Industry, it seems as if it doesn't resonate well with a small-scale business owner or entrepreneur. Well, I might be wrong anyway, but can you tell us how do you get to make small businesses understand you are there for them as well, and for them to thrive too?
Okay, basically, like I mentioned, Bank of Industry. Not like the normal commercial bank. Okay. We are a development finance institution set up to play a developmental role in developing industries. That's what brought the name industry in there, manufacturing. Okay. So that's quite different from when we talk of businesses. There are actually different chains of businesses. Okay. And for Bank of Industry, our focus is actually on industries that are into manufacturing, okay, into value addition services. Okay. So that's our focus. So for businesses that are not in that line, of course, definitely, yes, we can provide advisory roles, okay, which of course any other business which is not industry can actually benefit from. But for our financial assistance is actually targeted towards industries.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, tell us, do you have rules regulating your banking system?
Of course, yes.
Can we know them?
Bank of Industry, like any other bank, like commercial bank or the other DFIs, we're actually regulated by a central bank. So there are rules to play and to carry out our operations. And basically, what we do is that we give out loans. And in giving out loans, there are requirements, there are procedures, there are processes. And these processes of course, once any customer or any client meet up with these processes, with the requirement, definitely, of course, you will be avail the loans. And our expectation also, which is part of our processes that you'll be educated on, is that there's need for you to also reciprocate getting the loan by paying back so that other people can also get it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so just to add to that, the processes entails you having your businesses registered as a duly registered business, which of course can be registered as a business name or a limited liability company, as the case may be, and of course, which is part of the requirement for accessing facility from us. Then beside that too, as a business, it's very key and cardinal that you have a business plan. So of course, that is like almost like in the palace of the Christians, they have a Bible. So that's the Bible of the business. So, and that is what drive the rule, and that is what attract us if we want to look at your business and partner with you. So you must have a well articulated and spelled out business plan, which of course can really bring out clearly that what you know what you're doing, and what you're doing will stand the test of time.
Okay, so that's the criteria, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Though there are some other things, of course, we give loans based on the fact that you have ability to also provide a commitment in terms of collateral and all that. But it's based on the amount that we are availing to you. They have some that are required guarantors. They have some, of course, basically they hire the money, they hire the commitment in terms of collateral, which might even involve you providing a landed properties and all that.
Okay, definitely we'll get to know about the amount, certain amounts that will require collateral and the one that will not. But still, listener, it's just to inform you that I'm not sitting alone on the interview seat this morning or interview sign. I've got someone you've been yearning to hear his voice. I'm talking about the host and the co-anchor of this program. He's sitting right here next to me, Mr. Chinenye Uwogu. He's actually a focal person for Social Investment Program, Agri States. Mr. Chinenye, you're welcome.
Thank you, Anthony. Good morning, audience at home. Welcome, Mr. Tony.
Thank you, sir.
I think now today we have Bank of Industry in the house. There's a lot of money we roll. We're saying that.
Well,
You're welcome.
thank you.
So thank you for all the great work you're doing in our states.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Anthony, we are well aware and know very well that, you give loans for agriculture. Which other areas do you give grants, and what's percentage of interest?
Okay, like when I started, I said our focus is actually on industries. So based on what you're saying, that's based on your understanding, is agriculture. Yeah, there's actually another DFI of the government.
So why the name Bank of
Industry.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have Bank of Agri, who focus on agri. Okay. But that does not separate us from helping the agricultural value chain. What we don't, what is outside our mandate is that we don't fund the core agriculture, which has to do with farming. Okay. But what we play on and where we can support is the value chain. Is the value chain, which has to do with you now adding value to the agricultural produce that comes from the farm, okay, by processing it and turning it into maybe semi-finished or finished goods. So that's where we come in. So more of agro-processing. Okay, you're saying that Bank of Industry actually provide access to funds for, manufacturing industries, setups, SMEs, and the large enterprises. Am I correct? Yes. Now, what exactly do you mean by that? Okay, so for businesses, they have various level of scale. Okay, so you see some setup, some businesses, they are at the small level, small holding. Okay, at that level, you might target as though there are various yardstick and basic criteria they use in defining whether a business is micro, is a small, a medium, or a large. But basically, just to maybe put a little face to what you're asking, at the very small holding, okay, maybe at a very small individual basis, you can tag it as a micro, okay. For example, maybe a business, very small holding business that's maybe making a cake, a woman that just own his own cake production outlet, doing it himself. Maybe he has one supporting staff and all that. Okay, at that level you can target as micro. Okay, then by the time he has more staff, he has more capital, you can of course upscale it and begin to look at it as a small level. Then by the time, of course, he has more capital to play with to do the business, okay, and has more of staffs, okay, you can be looking at medium. Then at the larger level, that means they are big corporates, they are big conglomerates that has chains of various industrial units producing various things. So that's how it is. But when you look at the grassroots, basically at the grassroots, what you find most of the time, they are the micro players, the micro enterprises. And those are the critical people, and the small businesses, those are the critical people. Okay. Those are the people, most of the time, they don't have what it takes to really, they don't have the financial muscle to really do a lot of things. So that's where the target and help should be focused.
Okay.
Let me just add something and ask a question there. Bank of Industry is focused on helping industries and all that. But if you look at the overall strategy of industrialization, there are micro organizations that are playing along the value chain, maybe raw material, services, and all that. Are they not covered under your scope of operation?
Okay, like I told you, when I was trying to explain, when she mentioned the fact that he knows that we play in agriculture and all that, and other sectors. So when I was trying to explain, I make mention of the fact that when you begin to process, manufacture, and also I made mention of value-added services. So if you have an activity, a business activity that has to do with you rendering a service that brings in value, of course, Bank of Industry can also look at you. Okay, like for example, too, like in the service aspect of industries, of course, we support people that are in hospitality, okay, which is basically what they have to offer is the service that they are rendering, which ranges from the hotel accommodation. Sometimes they render entertainment, they render food and all that, all within the environment where they operate. So, sure, as much as there's value addition, but it's only when it's outside, totally outside that, of course, like I said, there's a guiding principle that attracts us, which is your business plan. How well articulated, if you see that it's a viable one, it's a value addition, it's something that has sustainability, consistency, and all that, then of course, why not?
Yeah, in addition to that, some of us who are exposed to the things, beautiful work the Bank of Industry is doing, sometimes we don't feel that a whole generality of the public are not really aware of the enormous opportunities that exist within the operations of the bank. What's your plan in terms of engaging the public, explaining more of the things you do? Like this program is one of the basic objectives of this program is to bring those information and opportunities to the public space. How often do you what mechanism do you put in place to do this?
Okay, like you are aware, which of course we have been doing, we partner with a lot of stakeholders. The government is our stakeholder. From time to time, we have interactions, communication with them, which of course we are quite aware of. But like I mentioned, this BOI is quite a specialized kind of banking. Our major focus is on playing developmental role. So it's not like a general thing. So it's a targeted approach that we are using. So we partner with some of the ministries. We are in touch with them. If they have programs, sometimes we attend their programs. We partner with organized private sectors like the Chamber of Commerce, the Aba Chamber. We are members of Aba Chamber of Commerce. We partner with Manufacturing Association of Nigeria. And beside all this, the bank also have a scheme that they have set up for some years now, which is in operation. They have accredited small SME consultants. We actually call them BDSP, Business Development Service Providers. There are more than 300 all over the country. Of course, we have some that are based here in Abia State and the entire Southeast. Of course, they have their level of registration. Some are regional, some are statewide, some are nationwide. So, and one of the things that they do is that they also help us to reach out to a lot of people that need support and assistance from the bank. And beside that too, one of the roles they play too is a kind of, which is based on the MOU that the bank has signed with them in accrediting them, is to handhold some of these people. Because some of the time, you see people, they know Bank of Industry, they come around, you give them, okay, this is what you need to do. And by the time they see it, they feel that, oh, it's too long. And they will just go back and won't come. But when they see somebody encouraging them and even telling them that that thing that you are thinking is difficult, this is how you can just do it. And that process of handholding, the bank has put that and vested that on the shoulder of the BDSP, who are all around. They are doing quite a lot. And beside that too, we do interface with various market leaders, associations, and we talk to them. And sometimes in their association meetings, when we are opportune, we go there and we also sensitize people on what we can offer. Quite a lot. I like, if you look at the Aba, very creative market for leather products, fashion and all that, you see they have quite a lot of micro enterprises, which if you look at the loans that BOI gives sometimes, you see some of them, they might be, their funding need might just be little money. And the bank also has created a platform, a product, which look at the bottom of the pyramid, that grassroots. And that bottom of the pyramid, in targeting our audience or our customer with that product, we leverage on microfinance banks. So we do on lending through the microfinance banks to these very people, because they might be people that just need maybe 100,000, 150, 200, and maybe if they come directly to us, we'll be telling them, go and register your business as a business name and all that. And that might not, at that time, that might not be what is their focus. So quite a lot of ways that we are partnering and trying to reach out. And like you are aware too, you know that
don't let other people lynch me today. Okay.
So you know that it was by the veto power of the governor that the office in Umuahia was opened.
Yes.
And it was based on an MOU that was signed, and well, it's in pipeline. Work is still on. I believe that hopefully, if it's consummated, it will go a long way to reaching out to a lot of these very micro businesses that we are talking about.
Thank you.
Okay.
When you say this, one of the things any person on the street will ask, do you have a mechanism to monitor the activities of these your sub agents who are supposed to do this? Because part of what, like you rightly mentioned here, when the governor came on board, we noticed that Bank of Industry has closed shop in other states. And noticing the very important and strategic role the Bank of Industry will play in our industrialization plan, for the Business Plaza administration, it was very important for us to, go back and discuss with your MD and all the authorities, and we are very grateful that plea was heeded, and you're here, and I'm aware that a lot of things are going on. But we also want to expand the conversation. We want to engage more stakeholders, and Abia is the SME hub of Nigeria, and bulk of those are operating below the what do I call it? So micro, medium, small scale. Some of them are micro, some are medium, some are small. How do we, make sure that they are catered for? One of the things I wanted to ask is, we noticed today that most business operators can't scale their businesses because they can't get financial support, because again, they can't put together a bankable business plan. Is there any program, within your operational scope that supports those kind of activities? Not just funding, in terms of business advisory services, development of business plans, for those kind of people at that level.
Okay, like let me at this point just kind of maybe elaborate on the business development service provider.
Yeah.
Their role actually, as accredited, the bank expects them to play the role of what you are asking for now, or what you are asking. Their role is to help educate. When I use the word handhold, is to take them from that level of unknowing to a level of knowing. Okay, and it has to do with capacity development, capacity building. Okay, you educate them on their business, you do quite a lot for them. You even, of course, go to the level of also help them to document their business plan. They might have it as an idea, which they cannot really transcribe into black and white on paper.
Yeah.
So at that level, and they might, if you engage them, they have the knowledge. So at that level, that's what the BDSP are supposed to do. And like I told you, accrediting them, there's already an MOU that is signed between the BDSP and
specifying what they're supposed to be doing.
Even their charges is specified. Okay, all their charges is specified. If they go, and or another thing the bank do is that we evaluate their performance.
So it's not like a pro bono service.
No.
The businesses pay for those services.
Yes, they pay, but
so you don't have any kind of free service that supports private.
Well, for general.
You're a bank.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to ask. Sorry.
But let me just add something to that.
Yeah.
For the general aspect of it, we still have some products that are driven by such free advisory services and capacity building, and most of the time they are tied to basically most of the youth products that we have. Program tied to helping our youth. Okay, so in trying to reach the youth, most of the time in some of those products, we have put capacity building as part of it.
Okay.
So, and they are not expected to pay. They are not expected to pay in that regard. But for the general market, the general people, of course, it's expected that if you need some of this advisory, that of course the staff will not give to you. We can guide you, we can do all that, but when you require a very close market,
one-on-one,
we have
match
those,
you.
Yes, we can recommend. Of course, the list of the BDSP is on our website.
Well, we know that most of these business, some of them don't have access to the internet. But I want to ask you this question. Some time ago, the governor of the state, in his wisdom to expand access to finance, for SMEs. We opened a microfinance bank, Abia SME Microfinance Bank, fully licensed by the central bank, is fully operational now. Is there any way Bank of Industry, and I want you to commit to that, can help expand the both financial base or operational capacity of that microfinance bank?
Okay. When you say commit to it, well, but anyway, like I mentioned, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
The day it was inaugurated, I was in that program. Was there, and quite good. What can be done, which of course the bank also have a product. Like I said, like Aba is a very particular place. Time back, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we actually launched a product targeting the Aba leather clusters. Okay, and when that program was flagged up, the essence of that program was looking beyond or aside the normal routine loan that we are giving, because if somebody comes to you that is in a power line making shoes and all that, and is coming to me, the kind of list of requirements I will give to the person, if I immediately sees it, you'll be discouraged, because first thing you tell the person go and register business, and this person just needs only 100,000. That he feel that once he just walk in, maybe some basic information from him and all that, you will avail him the money. But now you now tell him go and register business, go and do business plan, go and do this. You understand? But when you go, you see them, they are doing this, but in a very good way. And all they need is maybe that money to inject it. Yes, just maybe you run for their working capital. And once they do that, they supply to the bigger people and all that, and it goes on. So that's why that product came up, just to target those kind of people, so that they to reduce the requirement burden, and also to fast track their access to it. Okay. Now, the bottom of the pyramid product can actually be applied to those, and of course it's also a line where the microfinance bank can also be applied.
We have it for a longer time. Space of a month, because part of when we advertised that you were coming, some group of Abia youths wanted to put you on the hot seats, and they want to get all the information. I hope you'll be able to.
That means there's no. We no longer have time. We just have a minute. So that means we'll come back next week. Mr. Anthony, is that okay with you?
I pray that.
Okay.
Because I was in a meeting.
Okay, we'll talk about it after now. On that note, I'd like to thank you in a very special way for joining us this morning on Entrepreneurship Hub on 88.1 FM. Mr. Chineyewo, it's nice having you again. You've actually added color to today's program. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
I hope you join us next week. Okay, on behalf of Ezinne Imo BK, Chimere Onyema, Ugochukwu Ndubisi, Uchechukwu, and the rest of us, we'd like to thank you in a very special way for joining us. Mr. Anthony, thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
Do have a beautiful day.
You too.